I'd like to call the order, January 16, 2025, Town Council meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Burlingame.
Here.
Councilor Polisi. Here. Councilor Grayhead. Here. Councilor Steers.
Here.
Councilor Worthing.
Here. At this time, I would like to ask Edric Lombardi to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Edric.
Thank you.
If you'd like to come up here and run the rest of the meeting for us.
I think I would.
Congratulations on, you're getting a badge?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
there's another troop member here too.
Oh, and who's that?
Joshua Guy.
Welcome.
Were you just as loud as Edric?
No.
Okay. She'll do the next one. First, I guess I'd like to start off by saying welcome to our first council meeting with the new council. Oh, yes, sorry. Walt, would you like to lead that?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, please standing again. I'd like to observe a moment of silence. We lost a member of our community this week who's been very involved with the town for decades. He really loved the town, and he'll be missed. His name is George Charette. Passed away yesterday. So. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. Again, you're getting a look at your new council for the 25-26 season. So thank you very much for having your faith in the town, and hopefully we'll make all of the right choices for the town. So, right now we have open forum for agenda items. Anyone wishing to speak on an agenda item, please step to the microphone and state your name when called on. Nobody here today. Okay. Public hearing, discussion, interaction, transfer to Class BT Tavern liquor license from Dlum LLC. David Lumna, DBA Tavern on Main, 1157 Putnam Pike. To PZ LLC, Philip Zelani, DBA Tavern on Main, 1157 Putnam Pike. Public hearing was advertised in the Valley Breeze Observer on December 26th, 2024, and January 2nd, 2025. At this point, I declare the public meeting open. So council has received an objection from Paul Bassano, attorney on behalf of MS Walker of RI Inc., claiming the indebtedness of $683.50, and a claim from Greg Mancini, attorney on behalf of Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits, in an amount of $1,103. All claims have been released. Is anybody here with this matter? Okay. Do you want to get up and explain? Tell us.
That for the
Just about the application.
Yeah.
oh, all right. Yeah, just I'm gonna be taking over the restaurant. Dave's retiring, so I'm taking over with Chelsea and her brother.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Keep the family business going.
Yeah.
Looking to get in the summertime, hopefully by then, get settled in, get the farming communities involved, and the history of the town involved, and try to work that into the restaurant.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anybody here have any questions?
I don't have any at this time.
Okay.
Same license that they had before, right?
Yes.
No changes to it?
Yeah, no changes, we're just transferring into my name.
Okay.
And just for the record, you are?
Phil Zelane.
Thank you.
All right, anybody in the public here for this? All right, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Continuing to a date certain, which we don't have, right? So. Okay, can I get a motion?
Motion to grant the transfer of a Class BT Tavern liquor license from Bloom LLC, David Lumen, DBA Tavern 1157 Putnam Pike, to PZ LLC, Philip Zalani, DBA Tavern on Main, 1157 Putnam Pike, contingent upon the PZ LLC obtaining the following: issuance of a valid victualling license, payment of all town taxes. 3, business zoning approval as needed. 4, fire and/or police approval as needed. 5, current Rhode Island certificate of good standing. 6, current Rhode Island permit to make sales. 7, current alcohol service certification for all employees. 8, copy of current menu. 9, current Rhode Island BCI check. 10, per RIGL, a certificate of commercial general liability and property damage insurance for a minimum amount of $300,000. This license shall be for the interior of the premises only and is valid to November 30, 2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And good luck.
Still prime rib dinners, right? Okay. I was gonna put that in there.
How about pop-overs? So we have a pop-overs?
Yeah, I'm probably.
All right.
Get us some bar back.
Yeah, we'll bring it
Bring
all
back
far
soup,
back
too.
and
Awesome.
everybody.
All right, B, new victualling license, applicant Philip Zalani of I Corporation, PZ LLC, DBA Tavern on Main at 1157 Putnam Pike. The public hearing was advertised in the Valley Breeze Observer on December 19th, 2024, December 27th, 2024, and January 3rd, 2025. I declare the public hearing open. Anybody wish to speak on this? Anybody here?
Any questions?
All right, declare the public hearing closed. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to grant the application for a new victualling license to Philip Zalani by Corporation PZ LLC, doing business as Tavern on Main at 1157 Putnam Pike, contingent upon the following: 1, payment of all town taxes. 2, building zoning approval as needed. 3, fire and/or police approval as needed. 4, current health department approval. 5, current food manager certificate. And 6, current Rhode Island permit to make sales. This license shall be for the interior of the premise only and is valid to November 30th, 2025.
Can I get a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, again, thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck, thank you.
Consent items, discussion or action, approval of town council minutes, regular meeting of December 19th, 2024, and the organizational meeting of January 2nd, 2025. B, tax assessors additions and abatements, December 2024. C, finance director's report, December 2024. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve the town council minutes of December 19, 2024, and the organizational meeting of January 2, 2025, to approve the abatement to the 2024 tax roll in the amount of $1,365.21. No additions, and to accept the finance director's report for December 2024.
Can I get a second?
Again.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Unfinished business, boards and commissions, discussion and interaction. Appointments, discussion and interaction. Zoning board, no action. See item 8E for action. 1, alternate 2, 1-year term to expire 12/31/2024. B, parade committee, continued from 9/5/2024. 1 alternate, number 2 alternate, number 3. There are no recommendations at this time. Council can table to the next meeting if they choose. Can I get a motion?
Motion to table the appointments to the parade committee, alternate number 2 and alternate number 3, to February 6, 2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. B, personnel, number 1, appointment, discussion, interaction. DPW Building Facilities Supervisor, recommendation for appointment has not been received from the DPW Director at this time. May I get a motion?
Make a motion to table the appointment of DPW Building and Facilities Supervisor to the town council meeting of February 6, 2025.
Can I get a motion? Can I get a second, please?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
New business, department appointments, terms concurrent with the town council, discussion, interaction. We have a department head appointments on the agenda. These terms run concurrent with the town council's term. Anybody have any discussion on this list?
I haven't received any
Go to the chair.
Yeah, it's on.
I can't even.
How's that? A little better.
There we go.
I moved the candy out of the way, so.
Do you want to make a motion?
I just like to say
Okay.
too, you know, we do this and we have a new member to the council. I think in the future, and I know I brought it up and we really, you know, I didn't push it, but we should have some kind of like review of performance or maybe just some evaluation for the future so that new members can be familiar with who we're appointing, or who they're appointing to these positions. That's all.
With that being said, if said type of thing like that was to be looked at, would we push out, like what would we have to, when would we look at that? When would we do a review and how would we appoint for the second meeting of the month?
What we would do is before the second meeting of the month, you'd schedule a special meeting, which would be personnel, executive session. You can't have discussions of executive session, because you might be critical of somebody's performance, that's supposed to be done confidential.
Just because I know.
Just to follow up, I would suggest that a week before tonight, especially if you have any concerns, you would schedule an executive session to review and/or interview appointees. You know, council person's new, all of you have experience with everybody who's here, but the council person's new is not.
Yeah, because I know when I was elected 2 years ago, it was kind of like I was appointing people, I didn't know who they were, and you know, I think it's beneficial to kind of get a feel for things and know who we're appointing. That's all.
We'd have to change that for
Well, I
2 years.
could work with the, yeah, I would say, I think with the clerk, I could work with the clerk, and that way everybody would be aware of it. It wouldn't be like,
Surprise, yeah.
I wouldn't drop this down on people at the 11th hour.
Right.
But maybe next year you would say, it's just, it could be a formality, you're just gonna introduce someone, maybe there's no problem. Or maybe you do have a problem, at least you hash it out with that person privately.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I was, like, thankfully, I was familiar with everybody on here, and I figured no news is good news.
Yeah. All right, you want to make a motion, Walt?
Sure, you wanna make me do all the reading, huh?
Yeah. My new VP.
All right, so, I'll make a motion to appoint, number one, Chief of Police Joseph Del Preet, 2, Probate Judge Jane Grazenda, 3, Director of Finance Elizabeth Beltram, 4, Director of Public Works Gary Tremmel, 5, Deputy Town Clerk Christine Matthew, Tax Collector Lori Caspoli, Deputy Town Treasurer, we're not gonna fill that at this time, Zoning Official Dennis Began, Town Solicitor David Igliozzi, Town Planner Karen Scott, Senior Center Director Melissa Bouvier, Director of Emergency Management Gerald Mosca, Electrical Inspector James Clark, Plumbing Inspector Gary M. Coyne, Mechanical Inspector Roland Ballinger, Building Inspector Dennis Began, Building Inspector Lawrence DeSormier, Animal Control Officer Appraiser of Dog Damage Jennifer Grundy, the Assistant Animal Control Officer, not to be filled at this moment, Recreation Director Robert Shields, Deputy Tree Warden Michael Dahlquist, Sealer of Weights and Measures Robert Sally, and Honorary Town Historian Ed McKent.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Dave.
Very lucky, I think, to have the people that we have in this town.
Very fortunate.
All right, B, annual appointments 2025, tree warden, discussion interaction. Sandra Shepherd, current tree warden, wishes to be reappointed. Ms. Shepherd poses a valid arborist license as required by law. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to appoint Sandra Shepherd to the position of tree warden for 2025, contingent upon maintenance of valid arborist license.
May I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
C, town council liaisons for boards, commissions, and departments. Discussion interaction. They have them down there.
Yep.
Pass that down. This is last year's list, so we can kind of go through it. I guess I guess we'll talk about them first and then we'll assign the
Yeah,
motion.
I mean, everybody should end up with 4 or 5.
Yeah. So, affordable housing was me.
3 or 4.
I would like to pass this on. Anybody
I'll
have
take it.
interest? Okay,
Is that Cheryl?
yep. Building and zoning, I'd love to continue that if that's okay.
Yep.
Conservation Commission, you wanna continue that?
That was me, but if anybody else would like it, I'm willing to. I'm good. Okay, no, I'll take it.
Finance, Budget Board, I think that would be,
I can take that if you want.
John.
God bless you. Historical District Commission, that was
I'll
you.
stay with it.
Stay with it. Town Historian,
I'll pass that on.
Sure.
Sounds like one for the new person.
yeah.
Yeah, but I want some hard stuff too. No. Well, this is all, hang in.
Housing Authority,
I'll pass it on.
pass it. Housing
I'll
Authority?
take that.
Okay. Human Resources,
I could keep doing it if you want. If someone wants it, they can have it. It's up to you guys.
I think you did a great job at it.
I'll keep it.
Human Services,
I'll keep it.
okay. Land Trust, I'd like to continue. Parade Committee,
I'll pass that on.
Okay, I'll take that.
you get to ride in a cart all the way down to the beginning, it's great, it's fun.
I used to be the vice chair.
Yeah, exactly. You have a lot of experience with this.
Yes, everybody loves a parade.
Planning Office and Planning Board, Walt?
Yeah, I'll keep that. That's okay.
Yep. Public Safety with the Police Department and all that, you wanna keep that?
Sure.
Public Works, DPW, right? I'll take that. Recreation,
Who had that?
I have it,
I'll take it.
take it.
Cheryl?
School Department, John.
I'll keep it unless.
Senior Center,
I'll take that one.
Town Clerk, do you want me to stay?
Who wants to?
You good with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Me. I had to check first, I had to make sure. EDC,
I can give that up. If you want, I can do senior center and switch with you, or somebody can just take EDC, up to you guys.
I'd like to take EDC.
Okay. You still want to do senior center? Or
I
you want-
did senior center.
Oh, you did? Okay. Never mind, we're all set then.
all right, Cheryl, you're EDC?
And I'm sorry, who's senior center?
I am.
Stephanie.
Thank you.
Okay, we got those all figured out for a motion?
So moved.
Oh, we can do it so moved.
So moved.
All right. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I.
Aye. Good work. Board and commission appointments term to run concurrent with town council to expire 12/31/26. Discussion and interaction. So the Board of Contracts and Purchases, there are 2 regular members. Board also consists of 1 ad hoc member. There's no action there. An adopted procurement policy sets the number of this board as the finance director and the town clerk. The department head initiating the procurement serves at the time of the meeting as the ad hoc member. Can I get a motion?
Motion to appoint Elizabeth Beltram, Finance Director, and Jean Plecto, Town Clerk, as two regular members to the Board of Contracts and Purchases for a term to expire 12/31/2026.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Recreation Commission, 5 regular members. This appointment is for the 2-year term of all 5 members. The chair has indicated that all members wish to be reappointed. Can I get a motion?
Okay.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Thomas Lemos to position number 3, Andrew Dunn to position number 1, Lauren Nidal-Gresh to position number 5, Louis Pryor to position number 2, and Mary Penta to position number 4 on the Recreation Commission for a term to expire 12/31/2026.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Safety Commission, 7 regular members, 3 at-large members. The Safety Commission is made up of members from all branches of public safety. The chief has recommended reappointing existing members and the new Harmony Fire Chief. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to appoint Joseph Delcrete, Police Chief, Jerry Mosca, Emergency Management Director, Gary Tremmel, Public Works Director, Chief Steve Quattrini, Harmony Fire Chief, Chief Dennis Hustis, Chepachet Fire Chief, Chief Christopher Labuti, West Gloucester Fire, Chief Heather Busold, School Bus Coordinator and members at large, Earl Newman, Joseph DeRosiers II, and Stephen St. Pierre for the terms to expire 12/31/2026.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Situate Watershed Commission, 2 regular members. This board was created by the town council in 1997 to include the town planner and a representative from the Conservation Commission as members. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Karen Scott and Roy Najecki to the Situate Watershed Commission for a term to expire 12/31/2026.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Affordable Housing Advisory Board, 5 regular members. Currently, 4 of the 5 seats are vacant due to lack of meetings. 1 member is listed. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to reappoint J. Aaron Broccoli to position number 1 and to table positions 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. I'd like to thank Aaron Broccoli for sticking around. Economic Development Board, 7 regular members, 2 ad hoc voting members, non-voting members. The Economic Development Board currently has 4 members that do not wish to be reappointed. The chair has 1 recommendation, Gary Turner. Mr. Turner has submitted to the talent bank. The other 3 positions can be tabled, or council can choose from the talent bank. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Bernadette MacArthur to position number 1, Brad Kettle to position number 2, Kevin Lavoy to position number 5, Melissa Wright to position number 6, Laura Davis to position number 7, and to appoint Gary Turner to position number 4, and to table the appointment of position number 3, and ad hoc non-voting positions number 1 and 2.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Boards and commissions, terms not concurrent with the council terms, discussion or action. Number 1, resignation, planning board. Position number 3, for an unexpired 5-year term to expire 2/27. Council has received the resignation of Michael DeGrange from the planning board. As Mr. DeGrange is the member of the member at large of the land trust from the planning board, this also creates a vacancy on the land trust. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to accept with thanks the resignation of Michael DeGrange from the planning board, position number 3.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
B, Budget Board, position number 6 to expire 12/25. Council has received the resignation of Michael Robinson from position number 6 of the Budget Board. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to accept with thanks the resignation of Michael Robinson from position number 6, Budget Board.
Can I get a
Second.
motion? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Appointment A, Planning Board, position 3 for a 5-year term to expire 2/27. There's no recommendation from the chair at this time. Council can appoint from the talent bank listing or table to the next meeting. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a, got it.
Go ahead, John.
I'll make a motion to table the appointment to the planning board, position number 3, for an unexpired 5-year term to expire 2/27.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. B, Budget Board, position number 6, unexpired 3-year term to expire 12/2025. The chair has made a recommendation to the council that Stephen Marcello, Mr. Marcello, has submitted to the talent bank application. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Stephen Marcello to the Budget Board, position number 6, for a term to expire 12/25.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Number 2, position number 1, expired 3-year term to expire 12/31/27. The chair position of Cassandra Barone, who does not wish to be reappointed. I would ask that a motion to appoint David Steer to the Budget Board number 6 for a term 12/25 be put through, please.
I have to recuse myself for that vote.
I move to appoint David Steer to the Budget Board, position number 6, for a term to expire 12/2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Mr. President?
Yes.
We put 2 people on that 6, didn't we?
That's what I'm.
Oh, it was supposed to be 1.
Position number 1.
Yes.
What did I say?
Mr. President, I think, just for clarification, did the council intend to appoint Mr. Masello to position number 6 for a 3-year term to expire on 12/2025? Was that your intention?
Yes.
Then the next motion, you made the same motion with a different name. You need to
Change the position number.
change position number, so you need to either make a motion to, I would just,
Just appoint him, and I'll put him in the slot. There is
exactly,
a position there.
So moved.
here you go.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That does it.
Thank you.
I didn't want to break this flag.
We're making progress.
That would be position 1.
Position 1, yeah.
Right,
So his will expire 27.
correct.
Okay.
Now, position number 5, expired 3-year term to expire 12/31/27. Position number 5, this expired term is for Maureen McNamara. Maureen just took over the chairperson seat and wishes to be reappointed. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Maureen McNamara to position number 5 on the Budget Board for a 3-year term to expire 12/31/27.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Conservation Commission, position number 6, expired 3-year term to expire 12/31/2027. This appointment is for the expired term of Michael Unruh. The chair has recommended that Mr. Unruh be reappointed. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Michael Onrood to the Conservation Commission, position number 6, for a term to expire 12/31/27.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Number 2, position number 7, expired 3-year term to expire 12/31/2027. This appointment is for the expired term of Jonathan Smith. The chair has recommended that Mr. Smith be reappointed. Can I have a motion?
Motion to reappoint Jonathan Smith to the Conservation Commission, position number 6, for a term to expire 12/31/2027.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. D, Tax Assessors Board of Assessment Review. Number 1, position number 3, expired 6-year term to expire 12/31/2030. This position is for the expired term of position number 3, member Matt Verada. Mr. Verada wishes to be reappointed. Can I get a motion?
Make a
Motion to reappoint Matt Verada to the Tax Assessors Board of Assessment Review, position number 3, for a 6-year term to expire 12/31/2030.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. E, Zoning Board, 1, alternate number 1, expired 1-year term to expire 12/31/2025. This appointment is for the expired term of John Kitson. Mr. Kitson wishes to be reappointed. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to reappoint John Kitson to alternate number 1, position on the Zoning Board of Review, for a 1-year term to expire 12/31/2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Number 2, alternate number 2, 1-year term to expire 12/31/2025. This position was open due to the resignation and tabled to fill in December. The chair is now recommending Brandon Fogarty for this position. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Brendan Fogarty to the alternate number 2 position on the zoning board of review for a 1-year term to expire 12/31/25.
Can I get a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. F, Land Trust. Number 1, member at large from Planning Board. This position became vacant due to the resignation of the at-large member from Planning Board. The chair, through the Planning Board members, will follow up with the recommendation if council would table it at this time. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a, I'll make a motion to table the appointment to the member at large position from the planning board to the land trust.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Land Trust, number 1, member at large from Planning Board. This position became vacant due to the resignation of the at-large member.
We just did that.
Oh,
Keeping us on our toes.
You gotta go to the next.
I just read Land Trust.
Yep.
Right, F. It's a big F.
It's a- Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we just tabled it.
F, personnel, appointments, discussion, interaction, police chief, part-time dispatcher. The chief has submitted the following request. 2 honorable town council members from Chief Joseph Del Prete, date January 8th, 2025. Subject, part-time dispatcher. Dear council members, I would respectfully request to appoint Mark LaPlatte, age 44, of Burville, to a part-time dispatcher position on the Gloucester Police Department. Mark LaPlatte is a part-time dispatcher on the Gloucester Police Department. Mark LaPlatte is a full-time police, fire, and EMS dispatcher on the Burville Police Department. Mr. LaPlatte needs no training and can immediately fill shift vacancies at the police department when available. He also is a dispatcher volunteer firefighter and is familiar with all aspects of the fire and EMS service in the town of Gloucester. Mr. LaPlatte has already completed a police department background check. This part-time position will be afforded an hourly rate of $24 per hour and not to exceed 24 hours per week. There will be no fringe benefits with this position, and I respectfully request that this appointment to be effective on Friday, January 17th, 2025. This extra part-time dispatcher is needed to assist with consistent overtime vacancies and mandatory order backs for full-time dispatchers. Joseph Del Prete, Chief of Police, end of memo. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Mark LaPlatte to the position of part-time dispatcher on the Gloucester Police Department at the rate of $24 per hour, not to exceed 24 hours per week. Said position will not include fringe benefits and shall be effective as of January 17th, 2025, and is contingent upon successful police background check.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Human Services, temporary as-needed driver. The Human Resource Director has requested the following. 1/14/2025 to Gloucester Town Council from Department of Human Services. Distinguished members of the Town Council, the Department of Human Services has a driver out of service for 3 to 6 months. Because of this, I have contacted Bob Lapierre. Bob was the driver who held this position before he retired. After he retired, he stayed on as a volunteer driver in which he uses our van to meet the needs of the senior center. His BCI and driving record are still on file, and this council approved this position some time ago. I asked Bob if he would consider coming back to a paid position until such time we can resolve this issue. Mr. LaPierre would fill the number 3 driver position. I respectfully request the council to approve this action as it is necessary for the continued transportation operation. Thank you in advance, John Lutz, Director of Human Services. Any discussion?
Well, I guess my only question is, does this position need to be posted?
It's not in the union, is it?
If we're gonna,
Thanks, John.
John Lewis, Human Services. If we post it, it's gonna be, that's the job. This is only gonna be temporary, 3 to 6 months until the driver comes back. That's the thing, right, that's the course we're following right now. So he will take the number 3 position, replacing the driver with the same salary, and in 6 months, we'll reevaluate the situation and decide whether we need to go with another full-time employee or bring him back.
Sure.
So right now, how many drivers do you have?
We have 3.
Right.
We're down 1.
So
We have 2, we're down 1, to make the total
So-
3.
This gentleman, if we approve it, would only cover if the other 2 are not available?
Right, well, he's going to be doing the shopping line. I have it separated now where we have the regular transport for medical facilities, and we have the shopping lines where they pick up people that are homebound and can't get out of the house, and we take them to Dino's and they do their shopping, and there's two routes, there's one morning and AM and PM they'll cover. And that's about it. And if my regular drivers are overwhelmed, then he can move it and take up some of the slack.
Yeah, so if the others aren't available.
Right,
then
exactly.
he would
He's
come in.
the number 3 guy. He gets what's left.
Okay.
He's gonna get the triple down.
Yeah, and they're not in the union?
No,
Yeah, that's fine.
no.
It's a part-time.
They're all
I would post the
part-time,
permit,
on-call positions.
I would post the full-time position.
I'm sorry?
I would post the full-time position.
Right,
If he doesn't come back.
right.
I'll make a motion to appoint Robert LaPierre to the position of as-needed temporary part-time van driver for the Human Services Department at an hourly rate of $15.77, contingent upon submittal of current BCI check and a copy of a current Rhode Island driver's license.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just before we get to that discussion, should we include in there a time period up until 6 months or 3 months, whatever it is,
And then bring it back in if it's,
if it's more than that?
yeah.
That's what I figured. 6 months, we'll reevaluate the situation, see which way we're gonna go.
Okay.
So I'll amend it to up to a maximum of 6 months.
Yes.
Is that okay if I amend it to that?
That's correct. You can do that.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thanks, guys.
Wish George a speedy recovery from us. Tax Collections Office authorized per diem training, discussion, interaction. Council's received a request from the Finance Director. Memo, Honorable Town Council from Elizabeth A. Beltram, Finance Director, Reed Tax Collector Consultant Training, date January 16, 2025. At the time of her hire, our new tax collector was able to spend a number of days with the outgoing tax collector to review as many of the day-to-day operations of that office as time would allow. As we get further into the current fiscal year, there are a number of annual activities beginning to arise that they were unable to cover during that time. In order to be sure nothing gets missed or done incorrectly, I would like to request authorization to periodically have Jane Steer act as a consultant for the office at the rate of $30 per hour. I foresee the need to be for a few hours at a time only, sporadically over the next few months, at the total cost of $450 to $600. The department budget for FY25 can support this expense. Respectfully, Elizabeth A. Beltram, Finance Director, end of memo.
I need to recuse myself from this.
Yes, sir, thank you.
And we had already authorized this prior when we were bringing the new tax collector on, and I think it's a good thing that she needs.
Have the oversight?
Well, just because of the systems, if you don't know the systems and you're new to the job, like you don't know how to do it, you need to be shown these
Yeah.
ones, so.
It actually probably saved the town money.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, anybody else any discussion?
No, I agree.
I'll make a motion to authorize the tax collector's office to utilize the former tax collector Jane Steer to serve as per diem consultant to the tax collector's office at the rate of $30 per hour on an as-needed basis to the end of the current fiscal year.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. And one recusal. Disposition of town property, 1272 Putnam Pike, discussion, interaction. Public hearing was held on this October 19th, 2023, and all wishing to be heard was allowed to speak after discussion. They were all heard, the hearing was closed, the disposition of the property and funding later on that agenda were tabled. Consideration of the options for the remediation of litter townwide and our transfer station discussion interaction. A fence in front of the DPW is being suggested to prevent trash from blowing across the street. Let's go back to H,
Yeah,
sorry.
you blew through H.
Okay, so we're gonna go back up to H. So, we did talk about this a while ago. We've kind of kicked the can down the street a little bit with this. We met with some people over there. Somebody was interested and then we heard nothing. It was crickets after that. I think, you know, when Department of Housing doesn't want a piece of property, I think it's a good meter that, you know, I know some people were here discussing about the historical value of that building, but our current building official has condemned the building, and we have to discuss what we're gonna do with the building. So, it is recommended that we take it down.
I mean, if it's condemned, we probably should. I mean, I went in the building, it was last year with Gary and some of the works of Public Works. I mean, it's definitely unsafe in there. I mean, it's not
The foundation's
salvageable.
crumbling.
Right, it's not salvageable. You know, we did have the hearing and people were saying, you know, hey, we wanna try to save it, you know, wanna do this, but the town doesn't have the money to do it. We're not gonna use taxpayer money to fix that. Just to have another, you know, a building in town as like a museum or something, it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend the taxpayer money on it.
Not $750,000.
Yeah, I mean, if it was short money, but,
So
so,
you have to get an estimate as to what the cost would be.
I think it was like $750,000 or something.
Yeah, minimum, yeah.
Like $750,000 to fix it.
No, I mean to take it down,
Oh,
just an estimate as to how much it would cost it. I
But
don't
that-
have to do it, but it would be nice to know
No,
how
I think
much.
that was reported.
yeah,
I thought the DPW director did report and estimated to take
yeah,
it
it's a
down.
couple of dumpsters and a couple of guys, right?
We could handle that.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Just to open up a can of worms, just in case though. So I remember back when I was a kid, we had a little house across my grandparents, and the firefighters used it as like a test, and they burnt it down and did some training with it. I don't know, is that feasible nowadays to do, or is that too much hazard?
You have to strip the roof first.
You'd have to strip the roof.
Anything like that, because you can't put the shingles.
Okay. Maybe it's something, maybe before we do it, run it by the fire department if they have any interest in it, if it's possible.
okay. So, do we wanna make a motion to move down that road?
Well, now we're
Put on the next
conflating
agenda?
the issues. Do you want to authorize DPW to take it down in any way they see fit, or do you want them to investigate a potential agreement with the fire department to burn it down? I don't mean to be, you know, but your council's gotta give them some direction.
Could you make it all in one? We
Yeah,
could-
I guess you could. I would, if you wanna leave it to the discretion of the DPW director, if the DPW director feels comfortable with that,
So moved?
to take whatever action is necessary to demolish and remove the building and foundation?
It's fine, yes, sir. I'll also have the electric service removed from the building.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Discussion, so, you know, we don't take this decision lightly.
No.
And everybody up here would love to see that building stay. Me personally, it's, my great-grandmother grew up there, right? So, but for the reasons that have been mentioned, we've had extensive discussions about this, even Rhode Island Housing, who they do everything they can to save old buildings to make it for suitable housing. They said that it's, the best plan of action would be to tear it down and start over, so, you know, it's unfortunate. It was, to be clear, we didn't let it get like this. It was like this when it was purchased on a piece of property, so the previous owners let it go. So, you know, I know the chief will testify, it's probably not safe for anybody to be in there, for a lot of different reasons. And, again, it's not a decision we take lightly because it is part of our heritage, but unfortunately.
I've gone on 3 tours, and the people that have bought that house and lived in that house made, like, you know, not good decisions on how they made additions to the thing, and it's just it's
Even the way it
dangerous.
Went up into the attic, that room up there is
Yeah.
dangerous, so.
I mean, I guess the only question is there anybody who's willing to salvage, I don't even know if we could do that, salvage some of the wood from the building or not, or if that's even a safe thing, I don't know, I'm just
It's
asking a
probably
question.
full of lead and
Yeah, it's lead,
asbestos,
yeah,
and
it's not good.
No, I know it's not, so.
unfortunately.
Right.
Sad. It is sad.
Okay, that was just mine.
Again, it is a sensitive, you know, we don't wanna be that town that knocks down stuff, but it's a danger to the town, and economically, there's no way. And we brought some people in there that do that type of stuff, and they went and looked at it, and it went to radio silence. And, you know, they seemed very excited when they were there, but again, it was radio silence. So I think it's the best decision for the town.
I agree.
Okay, all in favor? We have a second?
Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. So consideration of options for remediation of litter, townwide and the transfer station, discussion, interaction. Fence in front of the DPW is being suggested to be prevent trash from blowing across the street. I asked to put this on, and obviously we have a lot of wind coming across the street, and this is not a new idea. This was discussed many years ago to put some kind of a fence somewhere on that property to stop any trash that might be leaving a vehicle or from debris leaving the dumpsters. We can't obviously catch it all. This would be something, it's directly across the street from a beautiful lake and some beautiful homes that live on that lake that, you know, they pay a lot of taxes. And I drove by there a couple weeks ago and there was trash all on the side. Thanks to our DPW director, he was already kind of aware of it and already on top of it. They took care of the stuff on the top, and I said that I noticed the stuff on the edge. The next morning it was all removed. But we have a trash problem in this town, and this is a beautiful town. And I think it's important, especially around our DPW, our transfer station, that if we can have something there to protect the waterway and the road from all that trash coming across the street and into the pond, I think that's something that we need to look at. I would like to have the DPW director look at some options. We don't want to see, I think we got to pick the right type of fence or the right material that fits our town, so we're not driving through another town that it would probably fly through and not again meet the nature and look of our town. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like some kind of a dark, chain link fence that you can still see the pine trees and, something that's going to slow those bags from going across the street. If that's, and then again, I think we really need to work with our police department. And some people don't put tops on their trailers, and material is coming out of the back of their trailers. I think this is a year that we really kind of put a little hard pressure on this to get people to cover their trash, clean, make sure that our community is clean. I take a walk every year between Big Bear and Gentleman Farmer, and I pick up probably hundreds of nips. And that's just something I do because that's where my business is, and I care about that area. And again, I think we need to make a real good push to keep this town clean and our lakes clean. I'd like to thank Judy for, obviously making me aware. She's been working with Steve over the last couple of years, and Steve's been, did his best to fight this battle. And I think it's time we do something. So I'm asking that the council, we go and put this on possibly the next agenda. But I'd like to have the DPW director look to see what options we could have that would be affordable for our town, and at the same time help with the trash issue that we have across that little area right there. So, anybody?
I agree.
So you mean just at the DPW?
Transfer station, yes.
Transfer
Like
station,
a road
okay.
trees or a fence of some sort.
Yeah, or behind the trees, how do we make it so it doesn't look like a prison,
There isn't a way.
I know. So, let's come up with some ideas. If those trees, if we can be in front of that pine little orchard right there and stop it. Maybe we can add something to the nice gates that open you just want to slow the stuff down. If it gets stuck in a fence, it's easy to stop.
So, the trash issue is a statewide issue. I was just speaking to one of my coworkers today, actually, so we got on the subject, and in his neighborhood in South Kingston, within an 800-foot stretch, he picked up over 100 nip bottles. It's crazy. So, we can do what we can. I think one of the steps that people may have forgotten about this, so we do a code red, develop that and get that out to people, start awareness again too.
Maybe
That's
it's
one
not in the
step.
schools, I mean, when my children were young, you know, throwing trash was absolutely taboo, that nobody would ever do it. Now, all of a sudden, it's just, everyone's become so relaxed with it, and it's like they have no respect anymore, so I think maybe even starting in the younger grades and helping to regenerate that attitude of respect might help.
Yeah, and I mean, I would go as far as put have chief station somebody down there, and if trash is coming out, whack a couple of tickets.
Good idea.
You know, you get hit in the pocket, you tend to learn things a lot quicker. You know, hate me for saying it, but.
Yeah.
And I know, and I understand what you're saying, but in today's climate, the police have enough issues, but
Yeah.
maybe they can give warnings.
I think maybe a
Or just a
warning, not
presence.
a fine. I don't-
What's coming out is an issue, but it's people throwing these nips out. I
Right,
mean,
the nips aren't falling out of the back
No,
of the truck.
No.
They're being
there's
thrown out
no
of the
reason
window.
for it,
Driving
just
down
if
the
you
road.
have to, which you shouldn't be doing anyway, but at least have a trash bag to put
Yeah.
them in. There's no sense in throwing them out on the side of the road.
What is the ability, Chief, if I could just ask you, obviously, you know, warnings would be great. If they don't work, do we have the ability to do a fine?
There is a littering fine, you know.
I'm just having a whole flashback of Alice's Restaurant. Fines for littering.
Yes.
There's a fastening of
Thanks, Chief.
loads, on like pickup trucks or, you know, or like dump trucks if they weren't, then that's a substantial fine. And then there's you know, if someone intentionally throws stuff up, like someone threw 10 nips out.
Right.
You know, that would be a great example of a good fine. If someone accidentally, plastic bag comes out, I mean, that's, you know, you have so many people, they're all over the town coming into that one location. This has been an issue we've talked about for many, many times, so.
But I
It's
think there's some negligence, right? I have driven down the road and I have had something fly out of the back of my truck. I have stopped, backed up and grabbed it and threw it in my truck. Now, that could be my moral compass, but if somebody's not their moral compass, then they're showing negligence.
But what if it flies at your truck, you don't see it well?
100%.
There's
That's
a
what I'm talking
lot-
about, the warning.
There's a lot, I mean, I was just there today, there's a lot of traffic going in there, down Chestnut Hill Road. And there's, you know, I'm even more concerned about the speeds down there,
Mhm.
coming up and down there. And I was there today gassing up, and I was, it's busy.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Walt. It's busy. So,
Right.
I think if it's an intentional, like sometime, you know, they're throwing that McDonald's out, you know, that's one we're gonna grab.
Hmm.
Or fastening a load, but that's not a big issue, I don't think. I think it's all these little ones that are coming out and it's accumulating into
Yeah.
a problem. So,
Gotcha, okay.
Make sense, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I like the code red, just to maybe,
Doesn't
Awareness.
cost
I
anything.
think you need awareness, because I remember Judy was coming like every meeting for like a year, talking about it, and you need awareness, you know? Tell people what's going on.
get lax, and they just
Yeah.
maybe inspire a little more
Yeah.
respect for the town they live in.
Well, could we go through the motion of just at least Gary getting a price on a possible fence?
Yeah.
I won't interrupt, but I will. I have a possibility, I could put a signboard down. You know, let this get by February, as, you know, the warmer weather can get into March, we can get something, information on. We have a big, kind of like a DOT, one of those iron signboards. You know, we can use it for EMA stuff, but I think we can put it down there for a while in education, say, hey, littering will be fined, or subject to fine, or, so, and keep our town clean, stuff like that. I think we can get that messaging out there.
Okay.
Let me,
I like that
talk to
idea.
my, signboard coordinator at work tomorrow, and I'll talk to,
Okay.
maybe in a couple weeks, we'll get something out.
Thank you. Like we
Would
get
that
it.
be
It's
helpful?
So windy right now. We get it. It's
Yeah, that would be helpful, Chief.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once in a while, I get it right.
All right, so I guess I would like to get a motion to at least Gary, get an idea of a fence to stop the trash. So we just have a number, that's it.
Something that's aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
Not like a prison fence.
No prison fence, no wire at the top. Can I get a motion?
We'll also have to include, like the code red, because I could propose that if you want, I can take a try and share with everybody. And
Perfect.
can-
So start with the code red and ask Gary to find a pricing on a fence option. That would be good for that.
I'll make a motion to authorize Walsky to come up with a code red for trash, and to authorize Gary Tremmel to come up with some pricing for a possible fence option at the DPW.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we're gonna make a good push, all right? Thank you guys for coming by.
Thank you.
Okay, J, union contract negotiations, assign negotiators, discussion or action. The clerk has been notified by the Gloucester Police Union Local IBPO clerks and Local 1322 and dispatchers Local 1322 are ready to begin negotiations for a successor agreement. Council can now acknowledge requests and appoint negotiators for each group.
So, as far as negotiations, I came in and the negotiations were almost done for most of the departments when I first started, and I know kind of things were already set in motion, and decisions were kind of made. I think going forward, we need a little more input. We need input from the finance director as to what the cost and what the impact of raises are. What we can actually afford, whether it's a give and take, if we need a bigger raise, then maybe get some health care, or whatever it may be, but we need the financial impact of what this is gonna be, as opposed to saying, well, 4%, 3%. We need a financial impact. When I attended them, it was myself and a counselor attended them, and the union would have union members plus a lawyer. Maybe we should have Dave attend some of these meetings with us. I think it'd be beneficial, because again, we're elected, but we may not really be trained in negotiating with unions, and, we do need some legal guidance in that aspect. So, I know it's coming up, and I just want to maybe give us some more tools in our shed to negotiate properly, so that we can do what's in best interest for the town.
It might be in certain situations we would be mistakenly OT or a proxy, because that does cost.
Does
Do it for
cost.
free. And, as far as the financial aspect, that we definitely need the finance director to be able to give us some guidance on cost, whatever it is, so we understand. Because we need to have a discussion as a group to think about, okay, what are we looking at for this year, before we start negotiating with everybody.
What's our budget gonna be?
Yeah, what's the budget?
And the stakeholders, I would like to see that, if we're negotiating with the police, the chief should be there, because we don't wanna agree to something that's
Right.
not, gonna make it, hinder him to get his
Right.
job done. Same thing with DPW or the clerks, the department head should be there also giving say, hey, yeah, that's not gonna affect me at all, you can do that, it's not gonna affect how I get my job
Management
done.
rights and things like that.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to us agreeing to do something, it's like, oh, now I have to schedule 3 extra people to do this because So again, just things to look at.
We're coming up on the police contract. There were some issues that we went through on executive session, that we kind of some corrective issues, that we made some mistakes. I think I would like to have some legal look at this contract, and make sure we're on, before they even come to you and say, hey, this should be changed or this. Because I already saw the IBPO lawyer today, they're ready to go, and I kind of told them that we have to straighten out what we have before we move forward. So we don't get caught.
With
Before
those days off.
the days
right.
off, that there were mistakes, there
Right.
were clerical mistakes, and that way, before we even get into negotiations, it's clear.
You're right.
And I think it should be, or I would recommend, that some legal should look at that, whether it's him or we designate
Yeah.
to do it.
And the marking of the versions, I think, is really important too. There's some times in the past where you're going there and you're having a conversation with them, and then you go back the second time, and there's stuff on that paper that just showed up. So I think the versions are very important. when you go in the negotiations.
Yeah, those can be red lines or
Right.
whatever, but again, having a lawyer there.
It should be
to
the
give us
same form,
advice,
yeah, same format for everybody. Agreed.
Something like that. So
Yes.
it's just because we got a lot of hiccups that we need to clean up.
Yeah,
before we-
my comment wasn't even with the police department, it was with other,
But I know, because I've been to you twice on this, trying to correct stuff.
yeah.
And and I know the union's concerned, so that doesn't happen again. Clean up the language, make it a better product for the town and for the IVPO.
Right.
And before we even get into the negotiation.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree, John.
And those would have to be proposals that we put into the contract too. Like, so if you see mistakes in there, we could actually put them as proposals for your bond.
Okay. We don't need to vote on anything with that, right?
I think,
Right now, we're coming up with a team.
Right,
Right.
so, I know, but as far as John's idea,
Well, I think,
we can put that on the next agenda for, I know we have to go through here and figure out who's gonna be,
oh, we can discuss interaction, we can vote on whatever we want.
yeah.
As regards to this.
I thought this was on to establish what council members were gonna be involved.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
gonna do that,
Okay.
but John's comment was about the procedurally.
Procedurally, I heard them, I heard it loud and clear. I'll do whatever the council wants me to do, as much or as little as you want me to do. We can set a format
Right.
of the schedule and how you want to approach each contract. And then the team can go forward and then I can assist in any way. I mean, obviously this is important, it means a lot of money for the town.
It does, and if the union has a lawyer present, we should probably have a lawyer present. If it's just a couple of union members and a couple of town council members, then we discuss that way. I think you kind of mirror match what we're doing.
Okay. All right, Gloucester Police, IBPO, well, that's been us.
Yeah, I'll work again on it.
I'll do it again. I worked with the clerks last time, but I'd be willing to offer that. If, I would recommend John, at least be one of them.
I'll take it, I'll work with John.
Okay.
And Mr. President, I don't know if this would happen in the past, but do you normally have the town clerk involved in that?
We've not in the past, but I mean, I'm not,
I don't know if she has.
I don't know if she has to attend, but maybe some input onto what she wants out
I
of it.
mean, you hate to have her dealing with
Well-
these people that.
Well, it depends on the bargaining unit.
Right, but if it's the clerks.
I just think that her input
Right.
on the management rights on the clerk's
Right.
contract is critical because she's the prime manager of the clerk.
Right, we don't want to agree to change the hour, for example,
Whatever.
I'm not saying it would happen, but you don't want to agree to change working hours if that's not what.
Provided the clerk has time.
Exactly. Okay.
dispatchers. Well, I think maybe that's another good one for you, and maybe Steph, you want to sit on that
Yeah,
one?
I'll do that.
That work?
Okay.
And what I would suggest, Mr. President, is maybe we could have an executive session with all those, an executive session with the council, bring in the chief and anybody else, and we can talk just about the process and get organized.
Right.
And then after that, the various teams can go and
Could,
start
could
working
we
on this.
discuss in that executive, like, what, like if I've done clerks in the past, I can give information about my dealings
Yeah.
with the new,
Anything that's got to do with negotiations
Sure.
of a union contract can be discussed in executive session, because obviously you're developing a strategy to get the best financial result for the town,
right,
and so you have a right to do that. I just think it would be a good opportunity to get that all out, and maybe we put in place the things that you're mentioning, Councilman Burlingame, and there's new council people on board. We should all,
before we go in.
before you even start going off and negotiating, we should all get organized.
Perfect.
if that
I'll
makes
have that
sense.
on for the next, executive. Does that
I
work?
think that makes sense, the
Yeah.
sooner the better.
We gotta get started.
Yep, okay.
And not to get off topic, but this is where the town manager comes into play, because they're professional and does this all the time. You know, where it's have other jobs, other professions, and you have to rely on the Sigliosi and apartment heads too, so, you know, when you start looking at these things, you know, that's a need. That's a need where, the town manager, town administrator would be able to handle all of this.
All right, so we have all of them picked out, and we have that set for executive. Beyond the appointment, do we want to add in there about, talking about representation at those, or just leave it as, just make the appointment as it is with the procedural portion of?
Well, just, I mean, the initial talks is gonna be, you know, I don't think you need a lawyer for the first meeting, because you're
No.
just kinda getting the framework down, but once you start getting into TA and stuff, the lawyer should be present, so we
Okay.
understand what's going on.
All right, can I get a motion then on that?
Well, are we gonna have two separate motions?
Yeah, I would, let's take care of the main business first. The motion on those council people associated and other people that are associated with those negotiation committees. That's what you started off with. Why don't
Right.
you just
Right.
make that
Right.
motion?
Perfect, thank you.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know if the clerk even has that clear.
I got
You
it,
have that clear?
I'll say it right now.
All right.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge notice that Gloucester Police Union, local IBPO, Gloucester Clerks, local 1322, and Gloucester Dispatchers, local 1322, are ready to begin negotiations for successor agreements and appoint the following teams to negotiate. The Gloucester Police IBPO will be Walt Steer and Will Worthy. Gloucester Clerks, local 1322, will be John Burlingame and Cheryl Greathouse. And Gloucester Dispatchers, local 1322, will be Walt Steer and Stephanie Polisi.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Now, if we want to do something else,
Right.
as far as setting it up, but I think if we just gave Dave direction, he understands what we're going to expect.
I don't think you need a,
I don't think we need a motion for that.
Okay.
I understand at the executive session, I'm gonna come prepared
Perfect.
to have a discussion to how to get organized and proceed.
Perfect, thank you. K, authorization by town council filming in Chepachet Village, discussion interaction. The clerk received a request from a company named Vagrant Inc., requesting authorization to film in Chepachet Village for their client, Rhode Island Commerce Corporation. They state that they're doing an upcoming tourism commercial for the Rhode Island Commerce Corporation, working on the winter version of the series. For this, they are looking to get ground footage of Chepachet Village with a crew of 6 in the late afternoon of Tuesday, February 4th. The clerk suggested that they ask business owners of each building they focus on for their permission and let our police department know when they will be in the village. In addition, the company would like the council's approval to film in the village. Can I get a motion?
Well,
Dave, is there any liability for us to allow them to film in the village?
Well, I mean, obviously no, I mean, as long as, if you're talking about, they're not going on town property, right?
well, possibly, right?
They're gonna be on the street.
Okay.
Well, if they're on town property, you theoretically, if somebody were to
I
do
mean,
that,
anybody could.
anybody could go on
Yeah.
town property,
Sure.
right? And we have insurance for that,
Right.
so I don't see a problem. I think it's just what they're gonna be filming, I assume. What exactly are they gonna be filming? I'm
The buildings,
Just
buildings?
the buildings and people walking.
That would be
I
part of a
told them-
commercial.
I mean,
I told
Yeah.
them it
Well,
doesn't
I'm
need
just, well, the point I'm getting
authorization.
at is if they're filming someone, they're gonna ultimately need that person's release. That's got nothing to do with us.
Right.
But they're gonna need that person's release if they're going to,
Yeah.
be,
Well, funny enough, on that day, I'm gonna be using a unicycle in my Santa suit, and just going up and down the street. So
Promise?
I don't know if I make the movie, but
You know, it's unfortunate they waited till now, like the village was in its prime during the holidays.
Yeah.
That would've been really a fantastic time to,
let's just recreate Christmas again. We can get the shoppers on the street again.
Christmas in February.
Yeah. That's great. Any publicity of our beautiful town is great.
I'll make a motion to authorize Vagrant Inc. to film on the streets of Chepachet Village on February 4th, 2024. Said company will notify police department of their schedule prior to filming.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. L, ratification by town council by resolution or motion, state minimum wage increase per RIGL 28-12-3 for applicable town employees. Per law, the minimum wage in Rhode Island has increased to $15 per hour as of January 1st, 2025. So,
I'll make a motion to ratify the salaries of town of Gloucester employees currently at minimum wage shall be increased to $15 per hour as of January 1st, 2025 per RIGL.
can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Legislative updates, discussion or action. Does anybody have any legislative news or questions?
Well,
Coming
the
after.
governor came out with his budget, and it's got some interesting things in there, especially since we're operating with a $300 million deficit. And the legislature in their infinite wisdom used a lot of money, this is like municipal finance 101. You don't use one-time revenues to pay for something that's done on a continued basis.
Don't
'Cause
put operations.
they built a structural deficit right off the bat, so.
Disaster.
So unfortunately, that's probably gonna impact us in some form or fashion.
Or hold the budget ransom for a Second Amendment violation.
That too, and we have to really be on the lookout. I know Karen keeps an eye on this. What else they wanna do to diminish our local control over zoning and planning, so.
I mean, state aid, when I looked at it real quick, looked to be on par with what it was last year.
Right now.
Yeah, as of now, the proposed budget, so.
All right, town council correspondence discussion. We have following correspondence from the council, notice of zoning board public hearing for property located at 0 Putnam Pike. Applicant Paul Damaschio, owner of Polly Barnes. And a notice from town council Smithfield Planning, town of Smithfield Planning Board regarding public hearing tonight for a comprehensive permit application for property located lots 82 through 89 West Greenville Road.
So that's gonna be a major development. Karen, I don't know, is that something we should have any discussions about, how that's gonna impact us? It'd probably be more traffic than anything else.
Yeah, I got the plans from Smithfield. It's a comprehensive permit, but it's a mix of affordable housing and market rate housing. It's gonna be right on the edge of town, at the intersection with Snake Hill and 160. So I think most traffic's gonna head straight out, not straight in towards Glocester. It'll head straight towards Smithfield, but from what I looked at it, there's not much we can do to change the trajectory of that type of development.
Yeah, it's pretty intensive, 96 units for 43 acres, a lot of which is wet, so that's really gonna be condensed.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see maybe something similar to what's kind of in that area with the couple developments, Stonehenge, I think.
On the
is right
backside,
there.
yeah.
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 I think it'll just probably be closer to the road,
Similar
easier
to
to
that.
see than push back like the other ones are.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't know if there was anything we needed to do. I don't think so, but I'll just cover the bases.
I know, I got the plans, I looked at it, I don't know, there wasn't anything that jumped out at me that we could make a major difference on by sending comments.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dan.
I got an email or a phone call yesterday from Mark Fazioni on 370 Turtle Road. He brought up having about potholes, and his email says, as per our conversation on Tuesday, January 14th, just bring up a question about having to report a pothole before you hit it to get reimbursement for damage caused by said pothole. Doesn't seem to make sense that a resident should have to report every pothole to make sure they are filled. Thank you for taking this call. And he was applied for reimbursement and was denied. So, I just think, maybe we can just be a little more proactive. And I know you guys are busy, Gary, so I don't know if you can or can't, but just, if the bigger potholes are out there, if we could, as we're driving along, maybe with the trucks, if they see them, maybe just, you guys can make a note of them to hit them quicker. I don't know if it's possible, not possible, but sometimes they do get pretty big, those potholes.
Try to get out once a week,
Yeah.
ride around, do what we can.
Okay, that's all. I just bring it to, you brought it to my attention. I was just wanting to make sure, everybody's aware of it. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I had a letter, we received it back on the 27th of December from William Bernstein, who's retiring as our assistant solicitor, and he just asked me to read this into the record, so. So this is addressed to the whole council, Gloucester Town Council, 1145 Main Street, Bachelor Island. Congratulations on your election to the Gloucester Town Council. I have great faith that you will always act in the best interests of this town. I've been a resident of Gloucester for over 44 years and have been the assistant solicitor for the last 15 years. My primary responsibilities were serving as the police prosecutor and as counsel to the zoning board. Although there were numerous occasions when I advised the town council, the building zoning official, public works department, and others. Working with Chief Delpreet, Captain Faig, and the entire police department, I strove to maintain and enhance the stellar reputation that the Gloucester Police Department enjoys among the judges and staff across our judicial system. It was an honor to identify myself as a prosecutor for the town every time I appeared in court. Likewise, it was rewarding to have served as counsel to the zoning board, which also enjoys a fine reputation. Time has come, however, for retirement. Although the often cited reason for retirement is to spend more time with family, it is truly a primary reason for me, and as we now have a 3-year-old granddaughter. Therefore, I am now requesting that I not be considered for or appointed to the position of assistant solicitor when the council conducts its next organizational meeting. It has been a privilege to represent the town over the last 15 years. Very truly yours, William L. Bernstein. He did ask me to, he served the town for 15 years at a very high capacity and represented the residents of Gloucester, the Gloucester Police Department, zoning board, town council, and extraordinary light. So I wanted to thank him for his service to the town, especially being a resident as well.
Yeah, definitely went over and above any kind of thing I've chatted with him about. Was always amazing. So huge thanks out to him. Anybody else? Okay. Department head reports, discussion. Any department heads?
Evening. Presently, I don't have a maintenance person to take care of this building and the police department. We've been trying to fill that in with my guys to clean. I'd like to get into an agreement with the girl who cleans the senior center to work on this building and the PD several days a week. So we have some kind of basic cleaning going on all the time to keep the facilities looking good. I got a preliminary thing from her, and for the 3 months, additional 3 months that the maintenance person is going to be out, it's going to be roughly around $12,000. I have the funds for that due to a couple of people positions that haven't been filled. So the funds are there in general. It's not specifically for cleaning, but they're there, so I wouldn't ask for anything else. I just want to enter into an agreement with her to facilitate the cleaning that's needed in these buildings.
So we'll put it on the agenda for next meeting to discuss and possibly approve.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other department heads? Boards and commissions? Boards and commissions. Open forum. Still early, we got 3 more hours to go.
You turn into Walt.
Rubbing off. All right, the last one of the night. Who wants to do it?
Maybe Steph can do it for us.
Steph?
I make a motion to adjourn at 8:48 PM.
All right, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.